Hi everyone. In case you don't know, I have another channel called Sandie Mom that will have part 1. So you might want to go over there, hop over there, subscribe while you're over there, and you can hear part 1 of, this is part 2 of Second Wives Club. So I was a second wife both times. I was married twice. Both times I was a second wife. I never got to enjoy being the first wife. And if you've always been a first wife, you don't know there's a difference. I didn't know. I just was happy to get married and have a family. But once you've been through it, you learn. You learn. And I always try to live my life. Why are these candles are never together in the right place? These, by the way, are new. They're not new. I've had them a year, but I turned them on. And apparently, once you turn them on, they last for 5 hours, shut off, and they're going to start the next day at the same time. We'll see. They were really cheap. They were from the Dollar Tree, but they were cheap. We'll see. But anyhow, now I forgot what I just said. But anyhow, so, reset. I don't know what I said. Anyhow, being a second wife sucks. You get sort of like I related to my birthday. My birthday is December 26th, and I get ripped off. My mom was the only person who bought me a birthday card and wrapped my gifts in birthday paper. Everyone else used their leftover, Christmas paper. Sometimes my Christmas and birthday present was together. I'm talking about when I was a child. And I just never felt like I had a birthday. And as I got kids and, when they got in the teenage years, we always talked about, we would celebrate my birthday like in June. So it would be like my birthday, but it never happened. That's okay. But, yeah, it was like ripped off. Because in my nationality, we have like 3 days of Christmas, the 24th, 25th, and 26th. So basically, my birthday's on Christmas in my, in my country. But anyhow, how'd I veer to the left? But I do that quite often. By the way, this is the surprise part of my channel. Sandie's Sweet Soups and Surprise Story Times. I should have put end story times, but that's okay. We'll have other surprises. So, like I said, go to Sandie Mom if you want to hear part 1 first, or you can watch this and go and listen to part 1 second. So I was a second wife. So the point I left off there was I lived in New York, and now we were in Arizona. My fiance and I at the time. He had become my fiance. I met him in in January of my year in high school. So, I'm not going to tell you the backstory, or you won't go listen to the first story. Anyhow, so at this point, we were engaged, and we had gone down to Arizona because he was going there for work. He was much older than me. But I didn't know that because I was in love. And when you're in love, you're deaf, dumb, and blind. Well, at least I am. That's what they usually say. When you're in love, love is blind, deaf, and dumb, for sure. So, he could do no wrong. He was just wonderful. I was this young girl. My mom always said, oh, such a young girl. He looked younger for his age, but she could tell he was older. She tried to talk me out of seeing him. In fact, I think it was the night before, he had come to see me, like during the afternoon, and I wasn't home, I was working. And I only found out about this once we got to Arizona. He had told me. She had told him, and my mom was the sweetest person in the world, but she told him to not take me to Arizona. He's an old man. She's a young girl with her whole life ahead of her. At the time, I was doing modeling. I was accepted into the University of Rochester here, and I had a job waiting for me at Kodak. Back then, Kodak was that's a place to be. That was your people who went to Kodak, well, before my time too, but still at my time, I would have been set for life. They had profit sharing every March. There were commercials on TV. Come spend your bonus here, and it was great. So I had, I had my future ahead of me, needless to say. Could have gone to college, work, or continued my modeling career. But no, I fell in love. So I went to Arizona with him. I won't add that part. You'll have to listen how we got there now. So we arrived there, and where I was supposed to stay didn't turn out. So we ended up staying where his brother was staying. He came from a family of 6, so his brother was living down there with a guy named JR or WR. I think it was WR. Whatever was, there was a guy in Knots Landing. His initials were either JR or W. I think it was JR. So this guy, I think, was WR. Him and his wife lived down, they had like a farm, a turkey farm, chickens. I don't remember what, those are the only 2 animals I remember. So we went there to stay. Not the ideal plan. I was going to stay with a friend, but if you go over to part 1 on Sandie Mom, you'll see what happened there. So anyhow, we were there, and for the time being, I thought, we'll stay there until I figure out what's going to happen, because my plan was not to live with him because I was a good Catholic girl. So I wasn't going to live with him until we got married. So anyhow, we stayed there, and we had to earn our keep, which meant my job was feeding the turkeys. Well, I am not a country bumpkin by any means. And nothing wrong with that, but that's not who I was. I was a girly girl. Like I said, I did modeling. I liked to, wear makeup and paint my nails. I always painted them white. I don't know why. That was a thing, I guess. So here I am on a farm that smells like a farm that you get up at the crack of dawn. I like to sleep in. And I had to feed the turkeys. And I don't know, something else. I don't remember. I think I erased it from my memory because that just wasn't me. Nothing wrong with it. Kudos to the people that can get up at the crack of dawn and feed animals. And, oh yeah, they had pigs too. That wasn't me. So, I guess luckily my husband, well at the time, my fiance, was the type of person he liked to go to bed early. So, well, I sit and talk to the wife quite a lot. So I didn't go to bed as early as him. But anyhow, and we slept in different bedrooms. The lady, I don't know if the man did, but she respected my morals. But anyhow, we would sit and talk. Her husband, WR, went to bed early. But he said he never slept. He said he just closed his eyes to rest his eyes. Okay, whatever. And so we talked and all, and I think she was trying to give me words of wisdom too, like to make sure this was right and all, sort of like a surrogate mom. I forgot her name. But anyhow, so that's how we earned our keep. We didn't stay there too long because I don't like to impose on people. So his brother was there, and finally we figured out that the only way to make it there, considering he was going to find a job, I was going to go to college. So he was a mason, which he could make a lot of money out there, but he didn't have a job. And somehow, I don't know how he got a connection, maybe through this WR guy, he got a job. So then we decided we were going to get an apartment together. Not what I wanted, not anything that my mom wanted to hear. But you know what? It's survival. You had to survive. So out in Arizona, most people would start work early because it gets hot. And I guess the people we hung around with were like construction people like him. So they started really early and ended early because it gets hot. So, needless to say, there were no morals down there when I lived down there. We lived in an apartment. There were a lot of like college kids like me and then construction guys, basically. I don't remember anyone in a suit or tie. But, so the girls were just always in bikinis, as was I. But still, it was just not the world that I wanted. So we moved down there, and we were there, and then, we ended up getting married. It was just a few people. My friend, who you'll hear about in part 1, she came to the wedding, and then we made some friends with a couple. His name was Danny, I remember, and Sue, Danny and Sue. And, we made some friends, so we had a wedding, and my mom and dad flew up. Well, actually, my mom and her husband would be my uncle. She was my aunt. My real dad just sent us money for a gift and a come because he was afraid to fly. So we got married and all, and I got pregnant and had a baby. And this is getting long enough, so we will continue the rest of the story. But this is part 2 of my second marriage of being the second wife. So we shall continue this at a different date. I hope you enjoyed my story time. I like telling story times. Let me know if you do. And share your story. Were you ever second wife? Were you married twice? Were you not married at all? Let me know. So for now, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button because that shares that helps the algorithm, which shares my channel and helps it grow, and then we can grow to a bigger channel and have more people. More people, the more fun. Don't forget to be kind to people, help people, love one another, because together in this crazy world we're in, we can make a difference. So for now, bye everyone.